Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I will be talking about a case of posterior polar cataract with grade 2 nuclear sclerosis. So these posterior polar cataracts are very famous for causing posterior capsular rupture as they are adherent to the posterior capsule. So this adhesion need to be removed very judiciously and gently. In order to achieve that, there are few precautions need to be taken which I will be discussing during this video. So the first precaution is adequate size of capsular axis. Adequate size of capsular axis means it should be either oval size capsular axis or a small size capsular axis. Small, that is around 4.5 millimeter capsular axis. Aim of small capsular axis is to have an adequate sulcus so that if in case there is a rent, IOL can be put into the sulcus. Next important step is to perform hydrodelineation, that is separation of epinucleus from the nucleus. It can be identified with the golden ring you get. Hydrodissection is avoided in these cases as posterior capsule may give away. Alternative to hydrodissection is the viscodissection, in which we inject HPMC rather than the hydro. So after achieving hydrodelineation, I will be doing manual dissection at the periphery of the capsular bag with the help of long blunt tip Nagahara chopper in all the quadrants. And same maneuver is repeated from the left side port, and adhesions between the capsule and the nucleus is broken down. While doing so, rotation of the nucleus is avoided. Now, let's proceed with the emulsification of nucleus. Important thing to note down is it should be done with the low bottle height and AC fluctuation is avoided at every step. So in this, I will be using direct chop in this case and avoiding the rotation of the nucleus. So I will be doing 4 fragments of the nucleus without rotating it and will aspirate them one by one. After aspiration of the last fragment, plaque at the posterior capsule is very evident. So the next challenge is to take epinucleus sheet without breaching the posterior capsule. And to achieve this, I am trying to dislodge the epinucleus from the capsular fornices from the multiple quadrants. After few unsuccessful attempts, I am putting HPMC between the epinuclear sheet and the posterior capsule and dislodge the epinuclear sheet. Now I am able to aspirate the remaining epinucleus and I can see a dense impression of polar component at the posterior capsule and the cortical sheet. For the final aspiration of the remaining cortex, visco is injected through the side port to prevent collapse of the anterior chamber, as it may lead to the PCR. Bimanual irrigation and aspiration is done under low settings, and the remaining cortex is aspirated without letting anterior chamber collapse. I would like to say that even after aspiration of the last cortical fiber, it is not safe to remove irrigation and aspiration probe simultaneously because posterior capsule at the site of polar cataract is very fragile and prone to rupture. So it is advisable to put Visco or HPMC before taking out your IA probes. So finally IOL is implanted in the bag and visco wash is done with the bimanual irrigation and aspiration. And the wounds are hydrated and the case is closed. So I would like to thank my colleague and my OT assistant for the same. So at last, this is my advice to my juniors in a case of posterior polar cataracts. Thank you.